Greetings, everyone. I am Lord Malvern, and welcome to Stellaris. And it's not just any Let's Play of Stellaris, this is actually being recorded from a Twitch live stream, which might explain why it's in 720p and 30 frames a second. Alright, so, let's go ahead and start up a new game. As you can see, I have created a custom nation in my playthroughs called the Bird Wizard League. There's a science directorate, the Xenophile and Fanatic Materialist. We aren't going to be playing as the Bird Wizard League, though. That is, you know, just a little taste of what's available here. We're going to be creating a new empire from scratch here. And we are going to go with humans. Just standard humans. Nothing fancy. We're going to even use human 2. And let's see here. For a ship prefix. We could go with, you know, something like MSS or USS or something like that. I am going to go with, let's see here, the Mighty Artemis, the Mighty Cephos, the Mighty Fearless, the Mighty Shadow, the Mighty Valorous, the Mighty Versatile. Okay, so it doesn't work out all the time here, but I think the Mighty is a good start off here. Good prefix. Okay. And for our traits, we could pick, you know, like, we could try and min-max and go with, like, some negative traits here to start off with. As you can see, we only have a maximum of 4 traits to choose from. But I am going to go with, actually, what the default ones are for the human race, which I unfortunately completely sort of skipped over there. I do apologize for that. And I'm going to go with nomadic. And what's here is quick learner. So nomadic gives us a minus 50% migration time and a minus 33% resettlement cost. So basically our people move around from planet to planet faster, and it costs less to move them between planets forcibly. And quick learners gives us a 25% experience gain on our leaders, so our leaders learn things faster. So leaders are going to be things like scientists, admirals, generals, governors, that sort of thing. Okay, I'm going to hit next now. And we are going to choose a male. Asian phenotype. This nice little ponytail here. We'll go with these clothes. These are sort of nice. We can't choose any color variants here. And we are going to name him Chain Liu. Alright, we're going to be a continental homeworld. Our homeworld is going to be Earth. Our star name is going to be Sol. And we are going to be in the Sol system. Now, because we are starting off in a continental world, tropical worlds and ocean worlds are both going to be relatively habitable to us. And arid worlds and tundra worlds are not going to be very well suited for us. We are going to stay with a mammalian city. Alright. So for ethics, we're going to be narrowing this down here. So we are probably going to be a materialist empire. It gives us a nice little research bonus. I think we're going to choose 3 different ethoses. And I will get to why in just a minute. We are going to be materialist, collectivist, give us a nice slavery tolerance and food consumption. Gee, I wonder what we could be becoming here. And a militarist ethos. Okay, so, and we are going to also choose the despotic empire. That'll allow us to build an oversized military station, give us a negative 15% building cost, give us plus 10% slave mineral output, and plus 10% slave food output. So our slaves will be more efficient, and buildings will cost less. And our name is going to be Celestial Empire. And our adjective, it's going to be Ming. That's right. We are playing as the merciless Ming, which, if you may or may not recall, I'm sorry I didn't read your comments, Dragos. I'm trying to get this set up right so I can actually read the chat, but it's not working. So I do apologize if I can't read your guys' comments. I'm gonna try and get it a little bit tighter here so that I can hopefully get it in view. Yeah, unfortunately, it's not quite working out. Mostly talking to yourself, okay. Good to know. So, you may recall that if you've watched my YouTube channel, that my first campaign was the Merciless Ming. And I said at the end of that campaign that I would potentially do a continuation of that, and this is going to be that continuation as the Celestial Empire. If you recall, the Ming's government type was Celestial Empire, so once I heard about Stellaris coming out, I could not resist having an empire like that. Okay, so here we go. Flag choices. So this one is not stock. This one is actually one that I made. It was actually not that easy to... It actually was pretty easy to to do. Yeah, I actually did consider Victoria 2 Ming, actually, Dragos. But I was kinda... I don't know. I felt like I wanted to do it with, like, a new game, so... If they had come out with Victoria 3, I certainly would have done the Ming with that, but, they came out with Stellaris instead, and, of course, I just love, I love sci-fi games in general, so it was just a match made in heaven. So we could, we're going to try and make something that's pretty close to the Ming's flag here, and yeah, I should point out, of course, that this is a review build of Stellaris, so there are going to be some bugs, including this interface thing, which just actually popped up recently. It used to be you could see all the colors at once, so I'm sure there's going to be a hotfix for this. Okay, oops, I did not select that right. Okay, so we are going to go with this sort of gold and sort of silver in the middle here. Alright, and So I'm going to show you a few of the flag emblems here before going on to my custom one. Okay, so we do have, of course, the famous Blorg heart. Have all sorts of, like, crosses and stuff like that. This is actually the DLC. Which was just activated today, so I didn't actually get a chance to see them. These are actually not too bad. This is Symbols of Domination DLC. Yeah, if you were going to be creating a fascist empire, these would be very good choices. And of course, we have the Federation, United Federation of Planets. Yin-Yang symbol. Space Nazis. Space Habsburgs. All sorts of good stuff. Alright, and so we do have some floral, and these are all very nice nice things. They even have something that's sort of like Ryukyu's emblem, and something that's sort of like a Muslim crescent or something like that. So I mean, there are a lot of possibilities in vanilla Stellaris for you to customize them, but they do not have the Ming's insignia, which is, of course, the Chinese characters for the sun and the moon. So I have gone ahead and made the sun and the Ming's crest, France's crest, Ulm's crest, and 2 versions of Ryukyu's crest. Those are going to be available on the Steam Workshop as soon as the game is released. With a few more. I'm thinking about adding Ottoman, Star and Crescent, and since we got Ulm Gone Wild here, I'm thinking of also adding Poland's coat of arms as well, so that Poland can into space. All right. Weapon choices. So, choosing missiles seems like a good default option for the humans. It does have excellent range, as they say, and it gives you access to torpedoes eventually, which are very powerful and actually do negate shields later on. Just like projectile weapons do. And of course, energy weapons eat through armor. So these ones, they don't really do too well against either one. I mean, I shouldn't say that. They are effective against either one pretty much equally, but they are vulnerable to point defense systems, as it says here. These ones are pretty good at chewing through shields, as it says right here. And they are kind of close range. That's kind of the downside to them, but I like them. I'm going to probably go with those. And just to go through everything, the energy weapons are very good at chewing through enemy armor, and are longer range than the projectile weapons. But I'm going to go with projectile weapons, because space cannons, those are cool. Okay, so warp travel is the one that I've actually done a little bit of a playthrough of early on. It's very slow, but you basically have the freedom to go anywhere within a certain radius around your ship, which expands the higher level of warp drive you have. Hyperspace lets you go any place instantaneously as long as you have, well, not instantaneously, but quickly, as long as it is connected to your system through hyperlanes. And wormholes, I do not quite understand yet myself, but the way I've seen a lot of AI players using them, and the way it looks to me, you can warp into a system. Well, you can go into a wormhole into a system using a wormhole station that's within range of a system, and then you can return to your previous system if you want to. But you can't like travel to another system using wormhole travel from the destination system, from the initial traveling point. I don't know if I'm... Yeah, hyperspace is definitely the most traditional 4X thing. Dragos. I have definitely thought about doing that. The problem is that it does like it does put you at a disadvantage if you're playing in a game that has all 3 travel points. So I'm probably actually going to continue using warp travel for now, even though I have noticed that warp travel versus wormhole travel not very effective. If you're being attacked, at least. Hyperspace travel, it will be more effective against, though. Hyperspace travel seems to be like it seems like it's sort of disadvantaged to both of these. I would only really play hyperspace travel if I had it set to hyperspace only. That's just from what I've played so far. That's just from what I played in the review build. Again, this is a review copy. Things are subject to change, and this should also not be considered an evaluation of these systems of any kind, because this is the YouTube embargo and not the review embargo. So I'm just discussing strategy. I'm not discussing anything about whether or not I like the FTL method, that the 3 FTL methods available, or as sort of a gameplay mechanic or anything like that. I'm just gonna choose warp travel and move on. And I kind of had I'm kind of sort of torn between avian and mammalian for these ones, because I love how elegant the avian ships are. I mean, they look so delicate, and they're just like... I'm probably gonna choose avian. Okay, so we got our empire. We are gonna save it and click done. Alright, so empire size. I think we're going to go with a large empire. We are going to go with so in my experience, 600 stars has been a bit crowded with 17 people. So large I'm going to go with. And it's going to be an elliptical shape. I'm going to tune it down to maybe, I don't know, maybe 20 or 21, and give us like 5 advanced AI starts, which I believe, let's see here, they do not, this saying does not affect fallen empires. Okay, so if we really wanted to, we could give ourselves a decent, make everyone live on the same playing field, and just have no advanced AI starts. But that doesn't sound very challenging. Same with, like, knowing where, what everyone's FTL method is going to be. That doesn't sound very challenging either. So I'm just going to keep it on any, and of course we're going to play it on Iron Man mode because we want our mistakes to matter. So we're going to go ahead and click play and start our new game. Finally. In the eons since the first primitive human communities took shape on the grassy savannas of Earth, our civilization has spread and prospered. In the early chaotic periods of our history, we saw many nation-states vying with each other for power until we were at last united under the strongest of these. Only when guided by a single vision could we reach our full potential, and an era of stability and scientific progress followed. Now, after the successful creation of several experimental subspace fields, the finest minds of the Celestial Empire have finished development of the first warp drives. The stars themselves are finally within our grasp.
Your Imperial Majesty, I am Veer, a prototype synthetic intelligence, and your humble servant. My role is to provide you with advice and counsel as you lead our empire into the great unknown.
You know, I'm sorry, but we're not going to use the tutorial.
You'll be sorry.
Okay. That wasn't creepy at all. Okay, so we've got the Mighty Paragon, our science ship, and the Mighty, Lusitane. I believe that's pronounced right. As our starting ships here, as well as our Strike Force, the Mighty Lancer, the Mighty Protector, and the Mighty Mustang. This is actually working out pretty well as far as naming conventions go. Okay, so we got Governor Fran Peters. We've already got a governor. Interesting. Got, start off with a planetary administration, a mining network, a power plant, some sprawling slums, hydroponic farms. Yeah. Okay. Looks good. Let's start off by having our ship explore our system, because that is always a good way to start things off. Looking at a system that we don't even that we live in, but we somehow do not even really know too much about. I guess, you know, we haven't had faster than light travel until this very moment, so we are kind of, we've never actually seen the planets firsthand in so many, you know, with such advanced sensors. Oh wow, much advancement. Alright, so let's see here. Oh, that's interesting. We do not have so none of our, okay, this person is specialized in biology, but we only have one person that's specialized in biology. Very interesting. I mean, that's specialized in anything, really. So that's very interesting. We do have Franca di Schigilo. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing that right, with Spark of Genius. That's a pretty good one. 10% research speed. That means that we will be getting anything that we research here faster, including deflectors. That'll be very nice. Although a fusion reactor to power those deflectors, that would also be useful. So I think we will start off with the power source. And then for our society tab, I think it's a no-brainer. We're going with the colony ship. Alright, so with this one, we could start off with a few different ones. Let's see here. Beltharian power plant is useful later on. That gives us quite a bit of energy. I think defense platform is good, but I'm thinking that we should start off with this. Okay. And with that, how about I briefly go over what these are. Okay, so these are energy credits, minerals, influence, physics research, society research, engineering research, strategic resources, directly controlled planets, and naval capacity. So to put it in other paradox strategy terms, these two are kind of ducats. This is kind of, sort of prestige plus legitimacy. These are monarch points, these three right here. This is... I'm trying to think. This is... I think I've never played the Hearts of Iron series, but I'm pretty sure they have strategic resources, so that's a 1-to-1 analog. This is a domain limit, like from CK2, and this is your force limit, like in Europa Universalis 4. Okay. So we want to keep both of these positive as much as we can. We do have our Empire screen here. We get to look at all of our planets, all of our leaders, and any rebellious factions. Why don't I just unpause it while we go through these? And contacts, this is going to be where all of our diplomatic contacts go in. Ship designer, we're going to have a lot of fun with that, I'm sure, later on. In fact, let's see here. I think our initial ship is pretty good for what we have right now. Crown Princess Antonia Fernandez is the new heir to our empire and will take the throne when our current ruler dies. You know, that's not a very Ming name, I gotta say. Antonia Fernandez. Okay, so this is our situation log. This is where if we get any, like, missions, or we find any anomalies, stuff like that, these will all appear there. As well as our victory conditions right now, there are only two different ones, domination and conquest. Again, this is a review copy. I don't know if there are going to be other ones later on in the game, or not. And then, of course, this is our technology window, which you've already seen. Down here, we can sort of quickly select a few different groups here. So our home planet, our first strike force, our science ship, and our construction ship. New heir. Yes, I already know about that. Thank you. Okay, and if we click on here, or hit E, we can zoom out and see the world as a whole, or the galaxy as a whole. You can see we have Bernard Star, Alpha Centauri. Oh. Who's that?
Situation updated.
We encountered our first aliens. They just waltzed right up into our door. Who are you? Oh, you're... okay. They are definitely not spaceships. We are going to go ahead and research those, though. Yeah, we're going to speed up time a little bit so that we can get through this a little bit faster. And let me go ahead and check my time here. Okay. So, I'm going to be putting I think I am going to put a break in for YouTube. Thank you very much for watching. And I will see you in the next video. Unless, of course, you're watching on Twitch, in which case, just wait a few minutes. and we will be starting up again. Alright, thank you very much. And, I will see you next time. Take care.